We turn now to Shay Norling with Shot or No Shot. Shay.
All right, I usually do not let press conferences or OTA reporting influence how I feel about a new head coach. Usually. It is getting difficult with Ben Johnson. I'm very impressed with his podium availability, with the things that he says about his practices. Yesterday, he said something I thought was revealing, that the Bears ran a competitive 11-on-11 practice, a little different than what you usually get in OTAs, and that the practice was unscripted, very different from what you usually get in OTAs. This is not typical for NFL teams. You remember hearing last year that Waldron and Eberflus were running scripted sets in practice and especially at OTAs. Ben Johnson said they took everything they've installed over the past few weeks and they saw who handled it and who couldn't, and they will see more on tape. Who handled our stuff and who couldn't handle our stuff in an unscripted format. And I got to tell you, it's getting me close to drinking the Kool-Aid. Shot or no shot, Ben Johnson is getting you to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm already bathing in it. I'm in. You know me. I want my teams to win. Am I predicting they win the Super Bowl? No. Do I think they're going to be a vastly improved football team? I do.
Yeah, that is a no shot for me because I've been here before, Shay. I like to see it on the field. And I don't mean preseason game. I don't mean us going to Lake Forest and watching practice. I do buy in that Ben Johnson has the opportunity to be better than Matt Eberflus. That's a low bar to clear. I get that. But what I'm saying is that I like to see what it looks like on the field. That bravado and that straightforwardness in his press conferences are great, but ultimately I need to see wins. I want to see how that works. It's one thing for him to be that guy, says, you know what, I demand this, I demand that. Okay, so what does that look like on the field? That's the thing. It could go one of two ways. The culture shock could be in a great way where the players are like, hey, new coach smell. Man, I feel good because it's not Eberflus, it's a new regime. I feel like I got a second chance. Or it could be average. Not the bottom, but it could be very average. So let's just see what it looks like on the field, Cap. I would say it's a no shot for me right now. Because the podium doesn't win games. Players win games. Organizations win the games.
I don't disagree with you, but I so want our team to be good, and they finally look like they put assets into the O-line. They went and got the guy everyone wanted to be their head coach.
Sure.
They've spent money on a big-time staff. And then I've talked to multiple players, current players, who have told me, dude, it's so different you wouldn't believe it.
I just want to, you know what, Cap? I want to see it. If the podium could win games, I would put him on the defensive line. To get after the quarterback. Go ahead, podium.
Fair.
Go to good old number 79, podium. Go after him.
The one thing I'll never buy is what players say, too, because I remember last offseason, we were hearing all about how things had changed at Hallis, and there was an accountability level from Eberflus that didn't exist in the past.
Fair.
All turned out that wasn't true. But if I phrase the question this way, Hoodie, I think in the past we've seen it, and maybe we've bought in when we shouldn't have, but a lot of the Bears coaching hires, especially recently, you kind of could tell, okay, this is a clown car.
Yep.
Shot or no shot, this feels different in a good way.
That is a 100% shot. 100% shot. It feels different in a good way because now I've got added veterans on the team. It's not just about the young players that are going to develop in year 2 or year 3. It's just about more adults in the room. It's what Tom Thayer has said to us many times. We don't have Tom today, right? Right, Shay? We don't have Tom today?
Yeah, no.
Okay, but Tom Thayer said this many times in the show, and that is we need alpha males in the room. Look no further than Joe Tooney that's on this team, or Drew Dolman on this team. It's still a very young team, but you needed some veteran presence in there.
And you have it now.
And it's okay that Tooney is going to be a first-time Bear. It doesn't matter. He comes from Kansas City. He's not here just for the payday. He wants to win. And so I like that you have that, and Grady Jarrett and Odebingo that's on the team as well. Veteran presence.
What's his last name?
His last name's Dale. Shay?
Odengbo.
Yeah.
Odebingbo.
Whatever.
A bing bong. Take that.
Dio. That's all I call him. Hey, Dio.
Odengbo.
Cap, you're better than that, though. You're great with names.
Odebingbong.
I don't understand that. Why do you have a disconnect with this name? You are great with names. How many times have you had to take the podium or the dais? All right, Cap, you need to introduce these doctors. Okay, Grady Jarrett. Ode Bing Bong. Hey, Jumbo, take that.
Like I'm a fanatic when I do a banquet
Yeah.
or a game.
But you're great at this, though.
I walk up to whether it's the sports information director for the game. Can you please take me through the spellings?
Yes.
And the names and pronunciations. Gotcha. Same at I just did an event with Special Olympics Illinois.
Yes.
Had introduced these state champion kids. I want to make sure when they get their moment to get an applause, the name is pronounced right.
Yes, especially when you look at the list and go, oh, thank God, Robinson.
Yes.
Jeremy Robinson. Oh, that's a good one.
By the way, did I ever tell you the Craig Hodges story?
Carl Jones. Good.
Craig Hodges was the coach at Chicago State. Former Bull.
I recall.
I show up there, me and Tom Dorr, the former voice of the Bulls, in Kansas City. No roster. Chicago State. No roster. I said, do you have a sports information record? No, we don't have one of those. Okay, I need a roster. He gets one of the managers to write out the names of the 15 kids. And I said, damn. Okay, can we talk about this? Like, who's number 11? He goes, Shorty. That's Shorty. I said, I cannot call him Shorty. What's his name? Bob Wilson. Okay, can you tell me about? Let me get one of the assistants. I had a list of Shorty, Tiny. Damn. I mean, it was unbelievable. Damn. He didn't stay long.
And that's my man, GDK. There he is, J-Boy.
And that's one to grow on.
Yeah. Yes. Just call him by his nickname, his street name. That was not good enough.
That was it.
Jimmy Collins did the same thing to me in Alaska.
Like, who's the new kid over there? That's Slim. Who?
That's not going to work, man. But you didn't recruit him as Slim.
No.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
They don't know. They just don't.
They don't.
Coaches.
That's the 40 ounce right there.
Oh, 40 ounce for three. Switch. 40 for three.
Dime bag from.
And it's 85-58. Back with more in a moment on the Chicago State Radio Network. We're going to lose again. Shane.
All right, MLB All-Star voting opened yesterday. I made my ballot. I had 2 Cubs get my vote to be All-Star starters, Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong.
How did that feel? Isn't that liberating as you can still be able to go online like, you know what, I'm going to vote for my All-Stars?
It was nice.
It's great. You used to do it in the paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it in the paper?
Long time ago, and then
The
it was
paper.
where you punched the Chads.
The hanging Chad.
Oh, yeah, you'd pick the ballots up at the ballpark?
Yeah.
It only worked. It worked everywhere else except Florida. Go ahead.
It was nice. Well done. It was nice, Hoodie, to put a couple Cubs in my ballot as well. Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong earned my nod to be All-Star starters. I believe the Cubs will almost certainly get Seiya on the All-Star team as a reserve, but shot or no shot, the Cubs will have more than 3 representatives at the All-Star game.
More than 3 representatives at the All-Star game.
Well, they're not going to have a pitcher. Name the pitcher who's going.
Well, it's too bad.
Imanaga got off to a good start. He got hurt.
Yeah, is he
Unfortunate, but he's out.
60 day?
No, he'll be back.
I don't know, Cap. I don't know.
They're saying he'll be back. He's already throwing. He went to Arizona to start throwing now.
Yeah, how's he feel?
They said good.
Okay.
So
It's been a while. I keep on this depth chart. It keeps saying IL 15. It's been longer than that.
he got
Seemingly.
hurt the end of April, right?
Feels like it's longer than 15.
First
days.
week of May.
Yeah.
And I remember Jesse was on. Yeah, they're telling us 2 weeks he'll be right back. And I said to you, there's no shot that guy's back in a month.
Okay.
Nah, I didn't think it'd be 7 weeks.
Okay, so how can we get Nico Horner in the All-Star game so it'll be over 3? How could that happen? I mean, he's really good.
Really good.
Okay, so why not him? Suzuki, you say as not a starter, but as a
Reserve. Yeah.
reserve, and Kyle Tucker, and then PCA. So why can't it be over 3? Why can't? What's holding Nico from getting there? You got an all-star second baseman that's better than
He
him
has
right now?
0 home runs.
Oh, that
Doesn't drive in a ton of runs. He's good with men in scoring position, but he's a Gold Glove defender. He should probably be there. I'm just not sure he'll get there.
But hits the piss out of the ball though.
He
with runners in
does.
scoring
It
position.
also depends where the record is. Right now, 15 over. So it depends.
I think he tips the cap on the first base line.
That'd be
All-Star
cool.
game. I mean, who's better? I don't even have the leaders in front of me yet, as far as them. So is anyone better than him at second base in the National League? I'm just talking about from a clutch standpoint. You're right, Cap. No home runs, and where he is in the lineup is down the lineup, but he still comes through. Who's more dynamic than him at second base right now in the National League? I don't know the answer.
I don't either.
So why not 4?
Ozzy Albies, how's he doing? That team's not very good. The Braves.
So, but PCA he will get a lot of attention at the All-Star game because they'll say, "What is he going to wear? Some wild hair? Is he going to paint his hair again? And look how fast he goes. He's going to steal a base at the All-Star game. I'm sure if he gets on, he's just going to showcase everything. He's going to have a great outfield. That's who he is, man. Everyone's talking about him.
It would be super cool.
He is the star of Chicago, Cap, right here and right now. He is the guy. I talked about this at the bar yesterday at Legends. PCA is the man. You know what it was, Cap? You know how this works. We do an appearance, and people are able to recite chapter and verse our conversations. That happened last night. 2 guys come up to me, and they go, "So Caleb or PCA, Hoodie? I heard you guys talking about it, and Cap said this, and you said that," and they're just going back and forth. I'm like, "Did you guys record it? How do you know?" But they're repeating what we said, right?
At least they listen.
But the point is that you still side with Caleb, and I say that it's PCA right now because I get the production now. I don't know what that looks like in year 2 for Caleb. PCA is the guy. He is
The biggest star.
right now.
I think it's Caleb.
So Nico's biggest competition probably is going to be Ketel Marte, Brendan Donovan, and Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman's pretty tough.
Edman's been having a really nice year. Ketel Marte's got 10 homers, OPS north of 1,000 for Arizona. Brendan Donovan's been awesome for St. Louis. Those are going to be the primary. That's the log jam at second base for the National League.
I see. Maybe they feel like you can't be this hot a team and just have just a couple of Cubs. You're better than that. But then you're just knocked out with the pitching. You don't have any started pitching that's going to be there.
You've got it's June 5th.
Yeah.
You got 25 more days and all of July. Well, a week into July, and they'll have it picked.
How many first basemen are they going to take? Because Michael Busch could get involved. Freddie Freeman's going to be the starter. Pete
No
Alonso will be on the team.
Yes.
But Michael Busch has third best numbers of any first baseman in the National League right now. He's better than Bryce Harper, numbers-wise.
You still stay? Will you take the over at 3, or stay right at 3?
I'm staying at 3 right now. Reserve the right to add somebody or subtract.
Cubs pitcher number
Pete
20.
Alonso hit 2 more homers last night. That dude's a beast.
Cubs pitcher number 22, Cade Horton.
Catcher is also going to be interesting.
Wait a minute.
I know he's been cold lately, but numbers-wise, Carson Kelly is the second best catcher in the National League, behind Will Smith. Could Carson Kelly be a reserve?
And stop begging for Ashley Rushman. Stop it. You.
Who's Ashley Rushman?
Rushman.
You said Ashley.
Yeah.
Isn't it Adley Rushman?
Ashley. Ashley Rushman.
And if he's available on the market,
All right.
let's put a package together.
All right. You got Carson Kelly. Yes.
But Amaya's out.
And Reese
so
McGuire.
I'll take the closer there in Baltimore, and throw Rutschman in as a tag-along.
Oh, my God. Get your hands out looking for – leave him alone. You got Carson Kelly and Reese McGuire. And Amaya will be back, by the way. This is why this team is amazing. You've been able to piecemeal this together with no frontline starters.
They don't have a lot in terms of great starting pitching, but I will tell you, man, their closer, Felix Bautista,
Yeah.
I'll take him. And then I'll give you a couple of prospects, throw Rutschman in the deal.
Yeah. Shay, I'm not as fresh as Cap because he went night-night, so I said Ashley Rushman because I'm not as fresh as him. I didn't have as much sleep.
It's fair. I also like how Cap thinks he's getting Adley Rutschman for a couple of prospects.
He's always looking for the coupon.
2
It's
years
amazing.
of control left on Adley. Best of luck.
He's unbelievable with this. Coupon cutting. It's amazing, this guy. We'll get him for a song. Take that.
Felix Bautista is he has 11 saves and 1 blown. 11 for 12.
How would But you know what, Shay, what this says, what you just laid out? This is going to be one of the rare times where you mentioned, I think it could be 4 Cubs, but none of them will be starting pitchers. And probably no relievers as well. Because you don't have a frontline closer either.
Yeah.
And that's something. So that's what's been carrying you this entire time, Cap. You got kids in the back side of your rotation, the Hortons, the Rays, the Matthew Boyd, who pitched well yesterday. Cubs just didn't have enough offense.
And I believe since April 14, the Cubs have the lowest ERA of any bullpen in baseball. Number one.
The trick, though, on reliever is it's typically the position that goes to teams that don't have any other all-star, and their default all-star is a reliever.
Mm-hmm. But the Cubs, they will. I think it'll be over. That's a shot. And I think they'll try to get Nico in there. I think it's deserved. There's nothing more clutch than coming through with 2 outs or less with runners in scoring position. And Nico's been doing this almost the entire season. That's pretty good. That should be worth something. Drew Pomerantz. Drew Pomerantz will be there. He'll get a spot start soon.
Today.
Yep.
Tonight. He gets the 1 inning.
That's incredible. And then it's going to be, and he turn over to who?
When did Ben Brown go last?
Was that Saturday?
I think it was Saturday.
Okay.
Could be today.
So Brown goes 6.
Because Tyone
Right.
was nails on Sunday.
Yeah.
So you get Pomerantz for an inning, Ben Brown for 5.
5, 6. Sure.
Let's go.
Rest your bullpen, win the game. That's how you do it.
Just wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and find a way to win a baseball game today. That's it. That's the plan.
I can't wait for Justin Turner to be at the All-Star game, Shay. Tipping his cap.
From the Chicago Cubs, designated hitter, Justin Turner.
What is he doing there? Wait. Now get your over 3. There you go.
That's it.